Welcome to Live with Cody and Satori, the paranormal couple. The show will be starting shortly. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Now please welcome the paranormal couple, Cody and Satori.
Okay, something's wrong with my phone.
Why?
Because I'm trying to share that we're live right now, and it's not working. It's not.
Oh yeah, something's wrong with your phone.
Something's wrong. I don't know what's going on with it.
Because Tom and Carrie and all these people, Molly's here, so
I'm
we're
glad
obviously
people can
live.
see, but like it's not letting me share it.
Your phone don't like you.
I
There you
don't
go.
know what to do.
See some patrons popping in. Just close the app out.
I did 3 times now.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with your phone.
Well, I want to share it.
Well, try working on it, and I'll say hello to everybody.
Okay, say hi to everybody.
All right, welcome to the show. It's Thursday night, which means it's fun night here on Dead Air Full Spectrum. So every other Thursday, Satori and I, we do this show. If you haven't been here before, it's not your average interview type show. Satori and I like to have some fun. We like to be ourselves and do a few different segments where we learn a little bit about each other, and you guys learn a lot, apparently. And you can jump in on the fun. We try to include you as much as possible. If you have any questions for us, of course, we're here to answer them as well. So it's a good time. It's a good time. And of course, we would not be doing this without the help of our Patreon family. So what happens is this show runs from 8 Eastern till 9 Eastern, right? And then starting at 9:15, we do what's called our bonus show. And that is for museum patrons only. And we have a great time. Last bonus show that we did, we actually unboxed something that was sent to us from Dave, who connected us through Dave Schrader. So it was a haunted item. So if you want to check that out. So the cool thing is when you join the Patreon group, you can watch all the old episodes as well, which is fun. So you can join for as little as $3. If you check the description below this video, click on the link and you'll have access right away. Again, that starts at 9:15. So huge shout out to the people that are already supporting us on Patreon. Here we go. We have a bunch of them here. So thanks to everybody. Here's page number 2. We like to include everybody's names here. And we have some new people as well. We have Devin there, Kathleen, Mark, Drew, and Cody. Cody T.
Cody?
What a cool name. I love that name.
Oh, don't be biased.
So thank you. We have no other Satori supporting us.
Well, that's a little more rare, I guess.
Wow.
I've only ever talked to one Satori.
Really?
I think. Yeah. And she was an artist. And I think I got stickers from her one time. And I was like, holy cow.
That's cool.
Holy cow. That's amazing.
Love your necklace, Satori.
Than't you.
How about mine?
Currently.
What about mine, Candace?
Don't be mean to Candace. Cadence. Why?
I always say Candace. Candace.
Try again.
Cadence. Is that how you pronounce it? Cadence?
So for anybody that doesn't know, I just currently dropped with my mom a bunch of new jewelry on handmadebyhawes.com. It's currently live. We still have some pieces up. I'm wearing one right now that's actually for sale that hasn't found a home yet. I'm wearing an opalite moon necklace. So I don't think it's been sold yet.
Oh, did it just sell?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys.
Mine's the cool tiger's eye. This one's also on your website somewhere, isn't it?
No. Yeah, that one is on your website.
Oh.
Sorry. No, I was telling you the necklace didn't sell. That was another thing. But currently we have some stuff up on the website. I loved the heart necklace.
It's too late to grab one.
I know. The heart necklaces were very interesting. We didn't know if those were going to sell or not. And they were actually some of the first to sell. I'm surprised the opalite moon hasn't sold yet. So he's a little favorite of mine. So we have that. But we also have like we introduced collections. So we have a Zodiac collection, which we're still looking for like six different Zodiac signs that haven't sold yet, I believe, 5 or 6. So definitely go check that out and see if you are one of them. But we have all sorts of price ranges and things like that. So we still have the I was reading it.
Oh.
The Aries, the Gemini, the Leo, the Virgo, the Capricorn, and the Pisces.
Nice.
So we still have those up. But yeah, it's been a fun time. My mom actually decided that she was going to try to do an intro to wire wrapping pendant class.
Yeah, beginner wire wrapping class. That's going to be happening in Connecticut.
Yep, Bosser, Connecticut.
March 8th.
So, I mean, you don't have to be an amazing wire wrap artist. We're not looking for anybody that has like pre-existing skills. It's just going to be a fun time. You're going to come hang out with us. We're going to walk you through the steps. My mom's going to show you, bring some stones, and she's going to bring some stones and wire and show you how to
you get to make your own and bring it home with you.
Yeah, she's going to show you and you're going to do it with us. So you're going to bring your own pendant home.
So if you're in the Connecticut, New England area and you're interested in that, the link is in the description below. If you scroll down a little bit, it'll say wire wrapping class, and that'll give you the link to more information. And we also have some events coming up, which is really cool. We actually just got added on to the Midwest Meta Paracon that is happening April 11th to the 13th, and that's in Wisconsin. We've never been there.
We have not, and I actually know quite a few people have messaged us being like, "Are you going to come out to Wisconsin? We have some haunted spots around here."
Wisconsin.
So I know I want to say it like that.
I think they have a really good. Is it Wisconsin that has a good state fair, or is that Minnesota?
I don't know.
One of them is. I think it might be Minnesota. I'm thinking of, but I'm still excited to go to Wisconsin.
I'm excited to go to. Don't downplay Wisconsin. But we're super excited for that one. We've never been to a con out in Wisconsin, so we're excited to hopefully see some of you guys there.
If you do decide to go, we don't have the promo stuff yet for it, but I know if you use the promo code PARACOUPLE, you get something. So if you use that code, if you're going to buy a ticket, PARACOUPLE, use that code and I guess you get a discount.
We have a special code, so consider it. Minnesota State Fair.
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of.
Maybe I
think that's the one I'm thinking of. So I haven't been to Minnesota yet either. I think those are the two states.
We haven't been to a lot of places.
Those are the two states that we haven't been to on the east side of the Mississippi.
Is that how that goes? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
you're just off on a tangent. Tangent. Both of those are terms you can use.
Yeah.
And somebody told me that that it was tangent. When I did a video, and I was like, I think both of them you can
tangent.
Use. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like also the other term.
What's the other term?
Tandem.
A tandem?
Yeah, I hear people use that as well.
I guess so. Whatever floats your boat.
Whatever floats your boat, I guess. Floats your boat. We're just going to be talking to each other live. We're not actually going to get to anything tonight. It's just going to be us talking tonight.
No, we will. What else happened this week? So we also posted a new video on our YouTube channel, which is funny. If you guys remember the water bottle video we did couple months ago,
where Cody got
a month ago.
You guys still talk about that. Cody getting beaten upside the head with a flying water bottle. So if you found that funny, we thought, why not step it up a notch and hurt each other a little bit more? So we got tortillas and we played a game where you had to put water in your mouth and do rock, paper, scissors, and whoever won gets to slap the loser with a tortilla. And I'll tell you, it starts off pretty not bad. It gets pretty worse. It gets worse. Let's just say that.
It does. It gets worse. Because we're not going to ruin it for you. So make sure you go over to our YouTube channel. If you're not watching this on our YouTube channel, it's Cody and Satori, the Paranormal Couple. And
you have to pause it over there, or else it's just going to keep playing in the background.
I can pause it. And check it out. So the cool thing is that's the first half of the video. The second half of the video, we go out with our friend Steve to one of our local haunted areas here, and we have a really amazing Estes session, probably one of the best we've had as far as direct communication goes. It was really cool.
Yeah, Cody had me actually watch the, I guess, Estes session before we put the video up online, because he kept telling me the whole time, he's like, nobody's gonna believe this. Like, this is just so accurate. And I was like, okay. But if you watch me the whole time, I'm shaking my head. I'm like, this is just too jumbled, which could be because of the elevation we were at. So it just felt like a million different things coming through at once, and it was hard to pick and choose what I was hearing. And then you have to hear take what you're hearing, and if it sounds like syllables, you have to kind of guess what you heard. You know, it may sound like a couple of syllables and sounds, and you have to be like, okay, it sounded like this, so I'm going to say this. So there was a bit of that, as well as some things that were super clear. So I'm glad it all made sense.
It was a good one. The best ones that you've ever done was this one, the one we did at Hearts of Hall, and the one we did at Rolling Hills. Those three.
I know.
Those three were amazing.
But everybody's like, listen to, I used to tell people this too, because that's what I was told. Listen to the sound of the radio. And if you hear, it may sound like songs and commercials and things, just say what the words are saying. But this, when I do it lately, it sounds like there's the words from the radios, the commercials, the songs, and then there's something under it talking. And that's what I'm trying to get, instead of just the sounds of the commercials and the songs and things like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I think you do great at it. I don't know. I'm not good at it at all. I'm good at asking questions, obviously, but some people just have that, that hearing for listening to a spirit box, I guess, and Satori's good at it. So
I don't think so, but I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. So welcome to the show. We're going to actually jump into our usual style of things here in a second. And in between each segment, we'll get to some of your questions. If we don't answer your questions right away, don't get discouraged. We have the amazing Aaron and Ken backstage, and they're putting little stars next to your questions. I see some coming in already. So just be patient. We'll get to them eventually, and we'll try to answer them to the best of our ability. And if I can't answer the question, then I'm sure Satori can. So
is that because I talk a lot?
No, I didn't say that.
That is exactly what you meant by that.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I did not say that. The chat is my witness. I did not say that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's jump into the first segment. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right.
Let's just jump right in.
All right. So, again, if you haven't been here before, we always like to show an object from our museum. So Satori and I, we have this big collection of haunted items from around the world that have been primarily sent into us, donated to us by different individuals. And if you are part of our museum Patreon membership group, one of the tiers is we send you an actual case file of one of our objects every single month,
with some of the information changed or taken out for privacy reasons.
Yeah. And you get this. So the objects that we show on the show have already been sent out previously to the Patreon group. But this one's kind of interesting. So I'm going to show you the picture of it. I'm going to pop it up on the screen. But before I do, I'm just going to let you know ahead of time that if you are a medium or a psychic, and even if you're not, if you don't believe you have any abilities whatsoever, if any words pop into your head or any emotions come over you when you see this thing, type it in the comments. Let us know what you're feeling or what your intuition is saying about this thing. Because if other people feel the same way that you do, that's data, right? That's telling us something, that maybe there is something strange going on here. If multiple people who don't know each other are feeling the same thing. Sorry, I got distracted because I think Satori's sneaking snacks over here and didn't tell me about it. What snacks are you eating? You can't do that. You have to show everybody now.
I'm eating Cookie Crisp cereal.
Where did you get that?
It was in the cabinet. You want one?
No.
Okay. One for me, though.
All right.
Hold up the object.
Here's the object.
Stop
Ready?
embarrassing me.
Here we go. There it is. It's a little camel. Quite the dapper looking fellow, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you have any feelings or get anything from this object, type it in the comments, and we'll see if there's any similarities popping up here. So we're going to go over a little of the main points of the case file. We'll read you some of the main things that happened. We won't read you the whole thing, obviously, because it takes a little while. Looks like I might be the only one reading this case file.
No, I will stop.
All right, so this is case number 032022, and we got an email from this individual on March 20th of 2022 through our website, paranormalcouple.com. And here's the email. I have watched your recent episode of Ghost Hunters at least 4 times so far. I absolutely love what the both of you are able to do together. The power within your connection is as real as it gets. After I did some more research on you both, I was surprised to see you have a museum of haunted things. This makes me love you guys even more. Hopefully you can help me out a bit. Do you accept object donations? I have a stuffed camel that is made out of real camel hide. My father bought it on a trip in the 1960s. I have gotten a weird feeling from it for years now. My dad is no longer with us, so I would love to donate the camel to the museum. I live in Indiana, so I could ship it to you if you send me an address. Thank you, blank. So, so this is one of those, tourist things that are for sale in Egypt. And the funny thing is, I was actually rewatching the Indiana Jones movies, and I forget which one it was now. But in one of the scenes, in like the background, there's actually a stand selling these camels.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen those movies. Yeah, no, I've never seen those movies.
You've never seen Indiana Jones?
No. Yeah, I've never seen it.
And that's why we lost the game shows on.
Well, if it was paranormal related, you best believe that I would have won. But you guys threw me into a topic that I knew nothing about. I know very little about movies. I know very little about, things like that. But what was it? Looks like it was a prize for purchasing the camel singer.
I know it, doesn't it? It does. But yeah, so there was actually a stand in the background of one of the Indiana Jones movies, while he's running away from something, and they're selling these things. You see them all set up on a blasphemy. That's right, Nigel. Crazy. So all right, you want to read the next section there?
Yep. Description of object in question: vintage handmade camel, approximately 10 inches tall, made of real hide from Egypt. Many merchandise stands sold these. How was the object obtained? The client states that her father traveled for work very often when she was growing up. Whenever he would go to a new place or country, he would always bring home a little souvenir for his office. On his first trip to Egypt, he purchased the camel from what he described as a wooden cart. That's how he described it. Again, all of our case files are just directly, from the people and their cases and what they say. So that's where it was obtained, supposedly.
Is he handmade? It seems that way.
It
was the
that
1960s, and it was a tourist piece, so I'm sure they were handmade.
Why do you think the object is the cause of paranormal activity? Growing up, the client states that she always felt, quote, weird when she would go into her dad's office. She states that he had a lot of souvenirs, but the camel always made her feel off, like something was wrong or going to happen. That's a quote. The client remembers even crying a few times. Her father would always calm her down and explain that it is just a stuffed animal. How long have you been at this location? The client and her husband have lived in their home for have lived in their home for about 25 years. Camel has only been in their home for about 4 months. Previously, it was in her father's house. Sorry, guys, I'm having a hard time seeing today. Where the client grew up until a few weeks after he passed away. A few weeks after his passing, the client took a few of his belongings to her house, including the camel. Do you want to read the next part?
Sure.
My eyes. It's like I can't focus on fine writing right now.
I'll have a cookie. All right. Manipulation of objects. Is that what I'm reading here?
Mm-hmm.
All right. After bringing the camel home to the client's house, she randomly got a thought in her head to pick up the camel out of the box. She took it out and just stared at it for a while and, quote, zoned out. She then put it on a table and left the room. Upon returning, she swears that it was now in a different position. This freaked her out completely. All of the anxiety as a little girl flooded back into her head. She immediately put it back in the box and emailed us. If the camel did move, the client is not sure if it was the energy with the camel that moved it or her father playing a trick on her. Either way, it freaked her out. Unexplained temperature changes. The client experienced significant cold spots on 2 occasions at 2 different locations. The first location was her father's office when she was packing some of his things. The second time was when she walked back into the room at her house after unpacking the camel and seeing it moved. The client expresses that both of these instances were very noticeable. All right, you want to read the what's
Yeah.
funny? What?
Somebody's comment got removed and it was funny.
Oh, jeez.
It was just a really interesting question.
Oh, boy. You want to read the last one?
Yeah. This one, investigate right here.
Yep.
Satori, I like how you mark which parts we're going to read on the show. Satori and myself, well, that's weird, are pretty sure that the client's father is not attached to the camel. We are also not sure why the camel has a strange energy around it. Unfortunately, we will never know its true backstory before the father purchased it. We have instructed the client how to send the item to us and the proper steps to take while packing the object. And that is what we got marked down that we
Nice.
can share with people.
So again, the client even believes that, it's not her father's spirit that is with the camel, because again, when she was a little girl, when her father brought this home, she was experiencing, these weird feelings when she would go into her dad's office. So after he passed away, there could be a couple options. Was the father's spirit just letting her know that he was still around by moving something that she would relate him to, that was now at her house, or was there something strange with this camel before the father purchased it in Egypt? Because we don't know the backstory about the camels before they were for sale. You know what I mean? So who knows? It's one of those mysteries that we probably will never have the answer to. But individuals have felt strange feelings around it. And according to the comments, there's a lot of different opinions. Some people feel sad. Some people feel, a rush of, weirdness coming over them, which is interesting. A lot of people think it's cute. So
Your weirdness. I think it's cute.
I think it's interesting for sure.
But,
I think it's interesting.
I think everything's adorable.
Yeah. So that's this episode's object.
Dun dun.
Bow, bow. We need sound effects.
We do.
All right, let's go to the questions. See if we can answer a couple here. Here's one from.
I'm not sure how.
What? Is there something in the stuffing? Perhaps. Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know if I want to rip it open to find out. I mean, it feels just,
I don't feel anything when I hold it.
It could be.
Like just stuff.
Yeah, it could be. But then again, if you're like, we have a collection of voodoo dolls, and you would never know that there's stuff
True.
inside of them.
True. I'll
Could
try. I'll pick it up again and see if I feel anything more closely.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah,
Sometimes I wish we had the budget to afford an X-ray machine.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish one day we could just take all of our stuff to like a lab and just give it to people.
I wish we could take ourselves to a lab.
We're just gonna take a full field trip, museum truck, us. We're all just gonna stay at a lab.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it's like an episode of Stranger Things.
We're working on it. All right. Here's a question from Miss Angela. Who is your dream team to investigate with? Dream team.
I don't
Do
know.
they have to be alive?
Yeah, that's a question. Like, does it have to be, I assume, a paranormal actual team? Or like just anybody?
I think you can assemble your own team.
Like the Avengers?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. I don't know. I don't know, because a lot of people I'd want to investigate with are already alive, and I've already investigated with them. I mean, like historical figures, maybe, but I don't.
That'd be pretty neat.
People from the spiritualist movement, I think, would be cool, because I wouldn't feel like such a whack job being in the same room with them. I'd be like, hey, you want to see this weird thing we do?
It would be neat to meet the Fox sisters.
It would be, but I'd want to know, because some accounts say that they're frauds, obviously, but then there's some accounts where people are like, they just said what they had to say to make things,
And there's some accounts saying that they needed the money as well.
true. So it's like, I'd want to know. I'd want to see it for myself.
I think it'd still be interesting to meet them and have a conversation with them.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
I wish we had a time machine. Who needs to call Doc Brown? All right, let's see. Let's see here. I saw a question come up from Nigel real quick. We'll put that back up. All right, museum member Nigel and Deb, how has discovering your method affected your own personal view on life and death in general?
I didn't really have one until the method. And this is going to sound really stupid, but I was actually super skeptical of paranormal in general. I was one of those people that I needed to experience something to believe something. So that's why I understand where people are coming from when they say that. I thought it was fake when we first had it happen. I thought it was fake. And then I found out it wasn't. Pretty quick. Some of the things that were being said, there was no way that nobody else could know about me and about people I know. That pretty much sold it for me. And then like we started, I don't know, like I have a whole different outlook because sometimes they tell us things about what they see over there and how they see us and time and things like that. And that makes my brain just twist, you know? That changes my perspective on a lot of things. Now, I don't know if I would say I believe one set thing. I believe what I find out from them, I guess, is my perspective.
Yeah.
That's
agree.
kind of my mindset now.
I agree.
I'm open to everything though.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely like you, I was very skeptical about mediums and psychics and
He
all
was the
different
equipment boy.
yeah, I was very, tech based and I mean, you can ask, Ken and teams that I've worked with in the past, always equipment everywhere and carrying around rigs that had different microphones and all different stuff like that. But now after, doing what we do and figuring that out and it being so out of the box and like unbelievable, I don't discredit individuals who claim they have, gifts as much anymore.
Now, quick, let's give them a thumbnail for anybody that needs it. Okay, good. We're good. All right. Let's see I see somebody laughing behind the scenes right now. I knew they were gonna laugh.
All right. Here's a quick one from Darren. Ozark, Missouri has an old church, morgue, and funeral home all in the same building. Heading there in June. How would you approach a place like this to investigate? All right. So 2 answers, and I'm not sure if you already have it set up to investigate there, or you're asking us how do you approach them and ask them to investigate. So if you're approaching a location to investigate, of course, always reach out through email or a phone call and just explain, what you're doing and, say that, you're very respectful in what you're doing. And you're very interested in history. Since it's old, I'm sure there's some interesting history surrounding it. You're very interested in the history, and you would like to, just document it. And we found that you have more success when you actually put together something to give back to them once you investigate, whether it's your evidence, you make a donation to whatever charity that they recommend,
or to their business,
or to whatever is going on there. I mean, a lot of the places that we do are historical locations, so and they're barely surviving. So investigations and public events that we do help keep those places around. So that's always something to consider, is making a donation. Now, if you already have permission and you're asking, how would you? Oh, it's an Airbnb.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right. So so that's interesting. So I don't know how much you've done this in the past. If you have equipment, you don't need all of the fancy equipment that's on the shows and stuff like that. You basically, you could do audio recordings with your cell phone, you know what I mean? And do EVP sessions that way. And you have a video on your cell phone. So your cell phone, you already have pretty much everything that you need. But I would invest in a digital voice recorder. They're fairly cheap now, and use that to start recording.
Usually I wouldn't say this to people, but I definitely think that it would be useful in this case to search up a lot of history and take it from different categories. Like start off as, the church, focus on the church for some questions and experiments, then the morgue for some questions and experiments. Because if you talk to each other, like if you're going with others and talking to each other, like you're just having conversations about these topics, that might get somebody in the room that's not necessarily living to be like, hey, I know about this. Let me chime in a little bit, and always have a recorder going, even if you're just talking and having fun and goofing off and, things like that, because a lot of the time that gets activity. But definitely take it like that. It's hard because you and me have now kind of adopted this mindset where we're just like, well, we're the equipment. We'll just go in and and do it that way. Don't tell us anything. But some people, it might be really useful to have.
Yeah. Think of some. Wow. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. I'll wait till Cody's done to say it. Thank you.
We should have just kept talking and saying. Creepy.
It is creepy.
But good luck, Darren. Let us know how you make out if you catch anything. That'd be really cool too. I want to find out where this Airbnb is.
Yeah, I know. I want to. Can you send us that Airbnb list?
Yeah. All right. Let's do one more message here before we move on to this next segment. Chris, I asked you guys a few months ago, but will you guys be here in Tennessee anytime soon?
We are in talks about having some events in Tennessee. We don't have anything confirmed yet, but Chris, we will absolutely let you guys know here on the live show as soon as we have something booked.
Yes.
We're in talks for some things.
Yep. I might be visiting this summer. Cool. All right. We have to move on to our next segment.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I guess so.
All right. Here we go.
I'll do it with you this time. There you go.
This whole thing stemmed from your idea.
Yeah, but it was for the beginning of the show, and now you're doing it every segment.
Because it's fun.
Okay. Okay.
It's more fun.
What segment is this? I feel like we haven't done this in forever.
We have to do the questions.
Okay, so if you guys have seen this show before, this segment, we take a couple weeks between each show and write questions for each other, or find questions for each other, and we ask them here on the live show, and you get our dumb responses in real time. Do you want to go first or me?
Ladies first.
Okay, hold on. Let me look. Let me see which one I want to choose first. Okay. If you could ask a psychic one question about your future, what would you ask?
Ask a psychic one question.
Yeah, I don't know how I came up with this, but what question would you ask? What would you want to know about your future?
I don't know. I'm not one that thinks about the future that much.
Did we get our museum location?
That'd be a good question.
A really good museum location?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the type of person that lives minute by minute.
I know, it's exhausting.
I don't like to plan too much.
I dwell on things, and you're always like, focus on the now. It's like, okay, life coach Cody.
Well, in my thought process is you shouldn't be worrying about something that you can't fix, first of all.
I should, because maybe I'll come up with an excuse on how to fix it, or a way on how to fix it.
But there's some things that no matter what you do, you can't fix.
That doesn't mean I'm not going to try.
I just try to live in the now.
See, we got peace and calm mixed with anxiety and chaos, and it's two sides talking right now.
I think if I knew something about my future, I would be worrying about it. I think I would be worrying about that.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I could like something about the museum, maybe something simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
You stole mine, but okay. All right. Do you have a question for me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here. What's the creepiest urban legend or ghost story you've ever heard of, in your opinion?
Huh?
The creepiest ghost story or urban legend that you've ever heard, or one that's creeped you out.
There is a legend, and I can't pronounce it very well, and I don't want to butcher it.
La Llorona?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That freaks me out.
Really?
Yeah. Something, and I saw the movie, and that freaked me out.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. That one freaks me out. That, and also the black eye or no eye
Black-eyed children?
entities, yeah, that people claim go up to their door and they invite them in.
That's a creepy one.
And those freak me out, because for a fact that if I saw somebody with no eyeballs at the door, I would be swinging, okay? And I would not win. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Make sure you check out Extremely Strange on Dead Air Full Spectrum if you want some creepy
I
stories.
like the plug you gave there.
I know, right?
What's yours?
Geez, I don't know. I think the Men in Black stuff kind of, I don't know. It interests me, but it also kind of creeps me out at the same time because if there is a branch of the government that is that powerful to sweep in and change, you know, the outcomes of UFOs and cover them up and stuff like that, that's kind of creepy to me.
What if we're all in like a simulation of people that were forced to forget things? Wouldn't that be terrifying? And we're slowly figuring it out?
Yeah.
Oh no, they're gonna come after me.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Your turn.
Okay, I know. I'm looking. If we had a spirit guide or a guardian angel or somebody like that,
Yeah.
if we do, what do you think their catchphrase is while looking over our lives?
Oh boy.
Is
Not
that
again.
Here they go again. No, that's what I would think too. I feel like they would just be like, oh no.
Like this is what they're always doing.
Or can you imagine them just sitting there eating popcorn the whole time? Like, this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
My show's on, everybody. My show's on. Everybody type your answers to these questions in the comments below.
All right. What's the creepiest? Oh, I already asked that one. What's your personal, if I disappear under mysterious circumstances, here's what probably happened theory?
Like, if I disappear,
If you disappear.
what would I say probably happened to me?
Yeah. How'd you disappear?
I talked some smack when I shouldn't have.
Oh, I'm going with aliens.
I'm a smack talker. I am. And I probably talked a little too much smack. And then I couldn't I couldn't defend the smack I was talking. And I want you to know, and I saw this quote somewhere and it made me laugh. It was like, I talked trash right until the very end. That's what I want to be remembered as.
Okay.
I think that's how.
A squonk attack.
A squonk. No, not a squonk. What would have happened to you?
Aliens.
You
Yeah.
really think aliens?
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd want to abduct you.
Why?
They'd bring you back pretty fast.
Really?
I think so.
I think I'd become very chill with the alien species.
I think. I mean, I know you know
I
you.
get along good with them.
I know you know you.
Sharks with lasers.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one.
That's a
That's a
good one.
pretty good one.
That is a good one.
Oh my God, we're already like mostly through the show.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Did you ever have a dream that like
Oh no.
did you ever have a dream that felt like a message? Like something on the other side was trying to tell you something?
I had a horrible dream the other night.
That's why I wrote the question.
Oh,
You
trying to
should tell
trigger me.
them. No, I wasn't trying to get you to tell the story, but you should tell them. He's
I
getting
had
ready for
a
the-
terrible nightmare. A terrible nightmare. And it may not sound that scary when I'm telling it, but
It was scary for me.
I remember, and I'll give you the short version. I remember this was the scary part. I remember going to open up the basement door and when I turned the handle of the door, something on the other side of the door turned the handle the other way in my hand and started pushing back. So the door was pushing against me. And then as it's pushing against me, this creepy face, if anyone's ever seen the movie Insidious, that's the only thing I can compare it to. That face, ugh, with this scraggly hair, scared the heck out of me. And I woke up screaming.
No, he didn't just wake up screaming. I had to
Satori
wake him
woke
up.
me up screaming.
I had to wake him up because I'm asleep and I'm having a dream that I'm talking about jewelry with Cody, and it's actually a really cute dream. All of a sudden, Cody in my dream starts going, yeah, and so I was like, that's not normal. So I jump out of my dream. I wake up and Cody's just going, and so I just whack him. I had to whack you to get you to be like, oh my God. But that was the scariest.
But part of the dream the first part of the dream was all of the museum objects were gone.
Mm-hmm.
They were missing. And I went downstairs and I didn't say, oh my God, all the museum objects are gone. But that was something that in the dream that afterwards I was playing it back, because I always write my dreams down as soon as I wake up, and all the objects were gone. So I was like, is there like a message? Like, did we get anything new? And there was something new that we did get that, had to do with dreams. It was a new object.
That was in the same building as when he was sleeping. And
actually that kind of correlates with a question, I think, right here. Any activity from the beautiful item you unbox live?
That might have been an answer to it. I mean, it was in the same place where Cody was sleeping. It was in the basement of the place because it was not yet in quarantine. It had to be moved. So
yeah,
it could have been.
Maybe.
Not going to say for certain though.
Maybe. All right. I think one more question here. I need to go quick here.
Okay. We talk too much.
What's your ultimate I would haunt this place for fun location? A theme park, a fast food drive-through?
A theme park sounds wicked cool though.
Yeah, I guess you could ride the rides.
Like something cool, either something elegant and cool like a castle.
Yeah.
Or like a theme park. Because can you imagine just like being on a ride and then the ride just stops and you start seeing like a ghost
are
or
ghosts
something?
Able to ride rides?
Or
does the ride go through the ghost?
But let me tell you, I'm terrified of heights, and if I was sitting on a Ferris wheel or something and something started to happen, that would be my biggest fear. It would be terrible. So I'd be like, am I jumping and hoping I grab onto the bars to get away from this ghost? Or like I would be terrified. I think that's it.
All right. Well, let's go check chat real quick before we move on to our next segment. Here's one. Maria, hello from I think it's supposed to say
Montreal.
Mm-hmm. All right. I like the way you guys are connected and your method. Just curious, have you tried the SLS as you're connected together?
I don't know if we've tried it, but I know people have had it on investigations we've done our method.
Yeah, and I think the only reason why that they didn't use it on us is because the SLS that they had only had the capability of mapping out, I think, 2 figures. So it would have mapped both of us out and not had any extra space to map out a spirit, if that makes sense. But I think they make updated SLSs now that you can map multiple figures, so well, maybe we'll try that. Good question, Maria.
Oh my God, we have more segments to do.
We do. All right, so let's move on to our next segment. We'll answer some more questions here in a second. All right, ready?
Okay, so for this segment, I believe this is the right segment, if I remember correctly. Somebody behind stage, not us, is going to choose one person on this show, and I'm going to pull some cards for them. I am not a professional reader. I mostly do it as like a hobby and sometimes at conventions and things like that. But I'll pull a couple cards. So just say me in the comment section. If you don't get chosen, we do it also on our Patreon shows from time to time. And we do this every other week. So might be able to do more readings for you guys. So don't get discouraged. So one will be chosen. All
Alexa.
Right. Let's choose here.
Taylor Swift.
All right. So, okay. So the first card I got was New Beginnings, and the second card was Clarity. So usually New Beginnings means something big is about to happen in the near future. This could be a new opportunity. Something could change. It may feel like something falls apart or goes off course, but it's pushing you in the right direction for a new beginning. So something good is going to be coming out of this, and you're going to gain a lot of clarity. You're going to get answers to things you may have kind of felt like you didn't have a lot of information about. Things may become clear. Situations may become clear. You may figure out why things are happening the way they are. So keep that in mind. Your advice card is do not lose faith moving forward. Storm clouds will soon clear and sun will shine once more. So something that may seem hopeless is going to be very good. You're going to get a lot of good things coming in the near future, a good change.
That's great.
So stay faithful.
Very good.
Do you want to read a card for everybody? Just a quick card so everybody feels like they got a little advice reading?
I can do one. Are you going to pick another one for someone else?
We're kind of running behind on time, so I didn't know if I should.
We are?
Yeah.
Oh, an hour. You have time. You usually.
Okay.
Yeah, you have time. Good. I'll pick one of these. You pick another one.
Okay.
All right, Aaron.
One more person, Aaron.
Renee.
All right. Let's see here. So I got the lighten your load card. That usually means that you take on a lot of burdens. This could be a lot of stress from things going on in your life, as well as taking on the burdens and loads of other people. So it may feel like you're weighed down a little bit and you need a self-care kind of time here. Look out for yourself, care for yourself. I did get the spirit guide card. Now that's usually saying that there's somebody on the other side that has taken some sort of role that could be identified as a spirit guide or guardian. They're watching over you. They're letting you know to pay attention to synchronicities moving forward. You are protected. You are being taken care of. You're being pushed in the right direction, but pay attention to what's going on around you. Ask questions out loud and look around for synchronicities, things that may be jumping out at you and grabbing your attention. Look for symbols, ask for symbols, and they're trying to tell you something. So keep your eyes and ears peeled.
All right, here's my card. Heart song. What is your heart saying? Stop and listen. Your truth lies within the empty spaces between your thoughts. Your truth shines through from within your soul. Your truth is what which is eternal and unchanging. Your truth is love. All right, so basically what this card is saying, and don't listen to anything I say. This is just my opinion for what I believe, okay? I am not a card reader. That's my disclaimer. All right, so basically what this card tells me, my interpretation of this card, is that sometimes you need to stop listening to what everyone else around you is saying, right? Sometimes you need to listen to the voice inside your head or in your heart, for this matter, and figure out what you should do, what your gut's telling you to do, because of course you're going to get a lot of input from people around you, and sometimes, they're not looking out for your best interest in things, and sometimes it's what they think they should do, and that works out good for them, and it may not be good for you. So you need to always consider what's inside of you and go with that first, and then listen to everyone else's input on things. But in the end, you make your own decisions and you create your own paths. So you need to stop and listen to what your heart is saying, and maybe that'll lead you down the right road. Good?
I'm applauding you as
Now,
everybody
don't listen to
is.
what I say.
No, I think you're really good at this and you don't give yourself enough credit. And I think you need to offer Cody's card reading sessions for people. I really do.
Maybe in Patreon.
Huh?
Patreon.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what we should do.
Patreon. All right, let's check the comments here and see if we have any more questions. We have a bunch here. Let's see if we can jump around a little bit.
And by the way, while he's jumping around, I just wanted to say thank you to Chris and Brendan and for checking out my Handmade by Hawes website. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Angela, is there any way to get the previous case files? I just joined a couple months ago. We're working on that. So we're trying to make like a digital thing for past case files.
I think that would be really cool to do.
And there's also, we're going to have an announcement very soon about something that's coming up. So it has to do with case files. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned, Angela. And Patreon members will be the first person to know about this. They may already have known.
They do a little bit, but we'll announce it again on this.
Maybe we'll talk about it tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
We're that close.
All right. So let's see if there's another question before we go into our next segment, and then we'll answer questions so we run out of time. Mary Beth, what is your opinion on reincarnation?
I believe that it's possible. I think there have been very compelling cases where people have claimed to have been, people from certain situations and remembering final moments in past lives. I don't know if I've ever had a past life. I might have. I've had weird dreams about like different time periods.
Yeah, I've had strange dreams. I think I I definitely believe. I believe that there are cases, some very strange ones, like I mentioned before, the Pollock twins. I think it's Pollock, Pollock twins. That case is the most interesting to me. I just find it very fascinating. I think there are very rare cases where people are recalling, especially children, when they're born, and as they grow up, they start recalling things that that is impossible for them to know. Details that are literally impossible for them to know. I think it's extremely rare. I think with that rareness, it's also flooded with a bunch of people claiming to be reincarnated spirits that lived on the Titanic or were in the gunfight at the OK Corral. All this famous stuff, you know what I mean? So I think it kind of gets washed out, with a lot of that. But I think there definitely is rare cases of people, individuals. I don't know if it would be called reincarnated, but definitely seeming like another person's soul is inhabiting a new vessel. So
I believe some of us do have past lives and some are new souls and have not. Interesting. I totally believe that
theory.
too.
That's a really good theory. I believe it's possible we choice to. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a big theory that you keep getting reincarnated until you learn, all the different lessons.
But if I had like a choice to go back and learn lessons all over again, part of me would be like, oh, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Like, give me a break. Don't throw me in again, Chief, please.
All right, let's jump into our last segment, and then if we have some time at the end, we'll continue answering some more questions. We should have a few minutes at least.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
All right.
So I accumulated some questions from like different places and some that we haven't answered before, I don't think, that were already on my phone from previous like screenshots when we asked, because we had so many. So hopefully these are good. Hopefully we haven't already answered things like these before. The first one is, oh, by the way, we have these little paddles here. And I think I have the right one. And these will be used to answer like who's most or least likely to questions. Definitely answer your personal answers in the comments in the live chat. And if you have any, feel free to throw them out there. Okay. I can't talk today. That's why I'm not talking much, because every time I talk, it sounds like the words just aren't forming.
You're eating too much cookie crisp.
No, I only had a couple pieces.
That'll do it to you.
That's not what happened. I've been doing this all day. My speech has been jumbled. I meant to say like different.
Yeah, you probably had some of them in your pocket. Huh? You probably had some of them in your pocket all day.
Like just a little bit ago, I said, don't throw me in. I meant to say captain, but it came out as chief. What does that have to do with anything? Like, I don't know why my brain just throws in random words. Okay, the first one is, who's most likely to summon a demon? All right.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. That is a lie.
Why?
You are lying.
Explain your
because
conclusion.
You are the kind of person that's like, well, let's just see what happens. I don't think anything's going to happen. And then something would happen.
See, and you would befriend the demon.
Because accident. You already summoned it. And
No.
I'd be like, well, let's make friends with him so the chances of us dying are less. I think that's the case.
You can't become friends with them. You have to cast them
Okay,
out.
Well, if it's either that or die, I'm going to try. 2, who's most likely to volunteer for a sketchy, paranormal, experiment? Like, we don't know what's going to be done. Like, people just show up at the door.
Okay.
Like Stranger Things, almost.
All right.
Like, okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Absolutely. You'd be already in the car before they're telling you what the experiment is.
Hey, you only live life once, and I am willing to try new things.
3, who's most likely to get possessed but have no one notice because of their personality? That was such a specific one.
All right. 1, 2, 3. You're in the middle?
I kind of feel like me.
I'm a very quiet person, so I think it would be kind of hard to tell.
But I feel like it would be abnormal if you started getting
on the other hand, are the opposite of me. I'm very quiet. You're not.
I'm also
so I think
evil,
it would be
though.
very, very.
But would a demon possession or a spirit possession be quiet, or would
No,
it be
but I
more
think
like
because you're
vindictive and
so
evil?
you're so outgoing that I think people would notice that something is off quicker than with me.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's you all the way.
Okay. Who's more likely to get roasted by a ghost?
1, 2, 3.
That's true. It's happened. I got roasted a couple times by a ghost. One almost made me cry, and I'm serious. 5. This one's funny. The Blair, is it the Blair Witch Project? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
The movie?
That what?
Let me talk. But what? Who's more likely to survive the Blair Witch is what somebody said. I think they meant the Blair Witch Project.
Read it again. I was laughing at a comment.
What
What
was
was
the
it?
comment?
But can you put that back up again? Satori would pull and read a demon's child card.
Before you kill me, Mr. Demon, let me tell you
Good
your
one, Sue.
fortune real quick.
Demons need love too.
Wow.
Oh my god.
They do. They do.
Go love them.
No, I think
When they possess you, I'll be there to cast it out of you.
they may not be as mean with their possession though.
I'm gonna go.
They'll be
Ed
like, we're
Warren
just
on you.
gonna inhabit you for a little bit, and then we'll move on.
Okay.
Who's more likely to survive Blair Witch? The Blair Witch. I think they meant the movie, the Blair Witch Project.
Okay. Yeah.
So who's most likely to survive in that movie? I guess.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Me.
Why are you being so sassy?
Because you get so worked up and worried about everything.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Because the whole time you're like, let's set up camp and film a YouTube video. I'd be like, can we go back to the car? There's these sticks hanging from the trees.
See. But the thing is, you can't go back to the car. It's a circle. You
Cody.
keep going in a circle.
Okay, at least I would be trying to get out. You'd be like,
You can't get out.
at least I'd be trying. You'd be like, oh, look at these things hanging from the trees. Let's just film them real quick.
Yeah, I would make the best of it. I would make a stick figure.
Death. Make the best of your imminent death. See, that's why I think I would survive, or at least last the longest.
Hey guys, I played in the RV park at
Oh my
34.
god! I
Uh,
played in the RV park at 13th World in Palmer. I was just curious what you guys thought of the scene. We're bigger. Oh my god!
That was so cool.
You guys traumatized me.
The lighting in the RV park was cool with the lights flashing. That added a lot.
You
to
know
it.
what the worst part was? The owners of the place literally went, give me a couple minutes and walk ahead of you. And I heard him at one point go, YouTubers, do your thing. And they went all out. And I think that was the worst thing ever.
That was
Like at
fun.
one point, I'm up against the RV and there's like 3 of them with the chainsaw. Probably him. He was probably one of them.
I hope we go back this fall.
But the people at 13th World were so nice. Like at all the haunted houses, they messaged us after and they're like, hey, just want to let you know, I was the one that traumatized you in this section.
Yeah.
And I hope you're doing okay.
My favorite part was the RV park and the clowns. Those two.
Those were funny. The one where we got locked in the bathroom and I freaked out.
Yeah, I was getting ready to go into the RV park.
I messaged somebody
I was in the gas
messaged
station.
someone messaged me and talked about it. And I was like, can you please tell that person I'm sorry?
Yeah.
I promise you, I was the character they call Brutus.
Oh,
No. I'm trying to remember which
I had
part
so much
that
fun.
was.
It's the RV park.
Yeah, I'm trying to like,
Remember which character?
yeah, which exact character? Because
We'll
I
have to
talked
rewatch
to
it
like
again.
all of them, just
We'll rewatch it
pleading
again.
for my life.
That was so fun.
Uh,
We'll be back. We'll try to reach out to Zeke if somebody and see if we can come back.
No, I'm gonna skip that one because that's me. Who's most likely to get lost and pretend they're not lost?
Get lost, pretend they're not lost.
Yeah. Cody would be like, we don't need a map.
I always try to
I
make
am the
sure
map.
everyone thinks everything's fine.
Yeah, he would.
All right,
would.
let's do some quick rapid questions
Okay.
for the last
I had a
minute
skin
here.
piece of the tree.
Oh,
Were you the one
Okay.
right before the asylum? Where he was walking the opposite direction, and all of a sudden he turned around with the chainsaw over his head, and I screamed for my life?
I remember that.
Or was that the first one we saw when we walked through the trailers?
I don't know. There was a bunch of them in the RV.
I
park.
know I encountered you, and I know you traumatized my dreams for at least a week.
The pigs were funny though. Those are funny people.
The pigs were funny too. That please tell the pigs we said hi.
Tell them we said hi. Very nice guys. All right. Here's some quick rapid answers here. Cadence. I did it again.
Why
Sorry.
do you keep saying?
Because I must be
He
dyslexic.
needs glasses.
All right. Do you guys get tired when you do your method?
Yes. It's, and a lot of people are like, do it again, do it again, do it again. We can only do 1 or 2 before we're like, we need a break.
D, what brand SS battery operated box do you use so I can order one? Good luck finding it. So it's one of those original Radio Shack hack boxes. So so they're extremely hard to find now. It was literally a little Radio Shack radio that was sold in the 90s that was hacked. One of the first iterations of a spirit box that was, I guess, mass made.
Do you know of any modern ones that would be good?
I tend to like the ones that are hacked by somebody. And there's a ton of people doing it. Of course, you can buy like the SB7s and stuff like that. Ghost Stop makes one. You definitely need to buy some speakers, but I like the older ones because
not catered directly to.
Because it's basically just like a wire and a thing bent over that makes it scan. You know what I mean? So and I've had the best luck with that one. So maybe look on eBay for Radio Shack hack box. That's what you would look up. All right, it's 9:01, but let's answer a couple more here quick. Here's Devin. I texted heartwarming message. You can go to Facebook. I didn't know where to send it. All right, we'll check it out, Devin. Thank you. And who feels more of the spirits when you guys do your method?
It's kind of equal. I mean, honestly, I don't feel much myself when we do our method. The only time that I've ever really felt something is when something gets intense or we feel like it's kind of icky energy wise. We've felt off. That's the only time we really feel anything. Communication wise, Cody mostly lets me do all the talking.
Regarding getting something x-rayed, you might want to talk to your county sheriff to see if there's a unit at your local courthourhouse at maybe 4 p.m.
Wow.
I had no idea. Thanks, Angela.
We're gonna try that.
Because I have definitely some things. We have some very old things that are said to contain certain stuff. So we would love to try figuring it out if that stuff's really in there. Because you would destroy the thing if you opened it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see if we can answer 1 or 2 more here. What year did you two start doing your method?
And the first time we ever figured out what we could do was associated to us was 2018 when we first met. And then we've been doing it ever since. We think there have been things we can do before. To the extent of what we do now, absolutely not. But what we figured out in 2018.
Yeah, good question. All right, I think that's it.
All right, I think we did good.
Do you?
Yeah, I think so. I'm excited for the Patreon bonus show.
Patreon bonus show. It's coming up, and 9:15. So if you go over to Patreon, check out the link in the description below. You will find the link to Patreon. And before we go, we are going to actually play a trailer of something that's coming up here.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Okay.
All right, check it out, and we'll talk real quick after it.
Hello and welcome to the premiere episode of Last Bite, a show where we honor the dearly departed and their culinary legacy. I'm Ken DeCosta, your host, and joining me today we have a very special guest. Hello, dear. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
What is your experience around the kitchen?
None.
Okay, well, this is going to be perfect then. Do you take
myself.
science classes at all?
One time I did take a science class and I overheated a glass beaker and it shattered in my hand.
Oh, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. I think that's going to be fun. It was Ken's idea. I just joined in to make it more of a chaotic, I guess, time. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, we'll talk more about it on the Patreon bonus show, but stay tuned to that. Go follow Dead Air Full Spectrum on YouTube. Check them out. That's where it's going to be. So going to be fun for those that like to be cooked. They're actually making recipes that are on the back of gravestones.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it. So definitely check out that channel. Stay tuned for that. Please consider donating to the museum. Please check out our YouTube, our latest YouTube videos. And thank you for checking out handmadebyhawes.com. We still have some pieces up, so check it out.
All right. Talk to you soon, guys.
Bye.
Bye.